Today we will be discussing the end of the one-child policy in China and the initiation of the two-child policy in India. Both of these countries face overpopulation and are struggling to curb their growing numbers. A similarity between these two Asian societies is a culture of preference for male children over female children for various reasons. So, to begin, what is the one-child policy? It is a policy implemented by the Chinese government to curb the growing population rate. The two-child policy is very similar as it's a means for population control in India, but is only currently enacted in 11 out of the 29 Indian states. What has the one-child policy looked like in China? China's current population is 1.379 billion. This policy was implemented in the late 1970s due to the rapidly growing population, which brought economic stress, scarcity of resources, environmental damage, and many other challenges. Action was taken to change this policy due to the extremely uneven ratio of men to women. There are over 33 million more men than women in China, making the ratio of men to women 120 to 100. As the population grew older, they began to find there was a huge lack of younger citizens to take care of them. If a family had more than one baby, that child ended up likely facing a life of hardship due to their families being forced to hide them from the government. Since they were in hiding, they could not register with the government to receive essential paperwork that would allow them to access education and get a job. It was only recently in 2016 that the government began to phase out the one-child policy and replace it with a two-child policy. Why would India be looking to implement a method of population control? Well, to begin, India's population is over 1.324 billion, coming in as the second most populous country in the world only after China. The South Asian country is set to outgrow China's population by 2024. India takes up 2.4% of the world's land area, but is home to nearly 18% of the entire world population. Due to these staggering statistics, in 2014, India began to adopt a similar policy that would limit Indian families to only having 2 children. It is currently enacted in 11 Indian states, and the government is seeking to pass this policy in a 12th state. So after seeing the problems it created in China, why has the Indian government decided to follow a similar path? Like so many other overpopulated countries in the world, they are facing serious issues such as declining amounts of natural resources, strain on government infrastructure, and environmental hazards. Unlike China's one-child policy, India wants to allow 2 children per family, so that there is a greater chance of having an equal male to female ratio. While the one-child policy seemed like a quick solution for a complicated problem, it did more harm than good. India's two-child policy has the potential to be a population-limiting solution that will avoid many of the negative effects that the one-child policy had in China.